IAAA, this principle is identification, authentication, authorization, and accountability. So identification, I think this is an easy concept to understand, is you trying to prove who you are, right? So the user is claiming to be John Doe. How do I know that this person is John Doe? So John Doe has um, an ID card. And John Doe presents his ID card to say, hey, I'm John Doe. So now there has to be a way to verify if John Doe is actually who John Doe says he is. I mean, this person could be holding someone else's ID card, someone else's driver's license. So how do we know? We have to authenticate. That's where authentication comes into play. This is seeing if the user's ID is valid. So in the real world, a police officer could run your driver's license to see if it's valid. Or if you go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, they could run your driver's license to see if it's valid. But going back to the IT or cybersecurity space, authentication is when the system takes the user's ID along with the user's password and maybe another form of authentication and verifies and validates that the user is who the user claims to be. So that's where the authentication comes into play. Authorization, on the other hand, deals with granting permissions to that particular user. So John Doe, you verified that John Doe is who John Doe says he is. Now, does John Doe need to have access to this particular folder? Does John Doe need to have access to this server? Fine, you validated he is who he says he is, but does he have the permission to access the folder or access the server? So granting permissions would be authorization. Then accountability is once John Doe has been granted permission to access the folder or server, you have to monitor John Doe's actions. So if John Doe does something that John Doe was not supposed to do, there is an audit log or audit trail that shows John Doe did this at this particular time. So here is the audit log that's saying that John Doe, at this time and date, John Doe shut down XYZ server. All right. So that is accountability, authorization, authentication, and identification.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. We're also on IG at CyberFirst Solutions. Thank you.